Hi, I'm Eric Summerer, and here's what's coming from the Dice Tower
Well,
this
hello
week.
once again from the Dice Tower. This is the news for September 24th, 2012. We're glad to have you. Lots of exciting things to talk about today, so let's get right into the news. First of all, breaking news here. Days of Wonder has announced a new Ticket to Ride map pack number 3, although this is not a double-sided one like the last two were. This has a map only on one side, and it's Heart of Africa. It's an African map that adds terrain cards. These terrain cards can be played to double the value of routes. We'll have more information as time goes by. Portal has announced Hiroshima Tactics, which, you know, they have that Hiroshima Hex universe where they've done Hiroshima Hex and they've done the Convoy, and there was an RPG in this universe. Now they have a tactical miniature game coming. Other upcoming games, we see Space Empires has an expansion coming from GMT just next month. Close Encounters. Sounds very similar to Cosmic Encounter, but, well, who knows. Galaxy Trucker from Rio Grande and from CGE is coming out with a bigger expansion. The next expansion, really big expansion, and that will be at Essen next month. Also in the news, Talisman is going digital. I mean, we're talking about across all the different platforms, so you can look forward to that. Crimson Siege expansion was announced for Nightfall. Rune Wars is coming out and as a revised edition. Basically, they're taking that giant box that it originally came in and putting it in a smaller box, taking out some of the things like the nice mountain terrain that they had, but still, I think most people will be happy to buy the game at a smaller price point in a much more compact box. Is this the end of the giant boxes? There's, I guess, 2 left, Twilight Imperium and the Tide of Iron. Will they survive? We'll have to wait and see. And WizKids has announced Lord of the Rings dice building game, so that's exciting. It's supposed to be like Quarriors, but it's not just Quarriors Lord of the Rings. We'll have to wait and see on that. And Mage Wars is now in stores. I've been really raving about this game. You should go out and check out this game. You can find all this news at our website at dicetowernews.com or at gamesalutenews.com. Also, don't forget, Remy Gibson puts out the news 3 times a week, so if you want to stay on top of the news, subscribe to his podcast, The Dice Tower News. In the Dice Tower Network, we have The Cardboard Jungle number 6 will be coming out this week, in which they talk about things that you need to keep in mind when both attending and when hosting a game day. Plaid Hat number 62 came out last week, where they talk about Colby's origin story. Where did he come from? The Secret Cabal number 26 was released, where they talked and reviewed about the game milestones and looked at their first year, a retrospective back on that. The D6 Generation released Lost Chapters number 41, where they had Eric Johns from Weird Miniatures, and they talk about painting tips. I probably should listen to that one. And this week you can look forward to the Dice Tower number 274, in which we will review Sunrise City, Mage Knight, Star Trek, Catan. We answer a few questions, and then we end the episode with our top 10 games for 7 players, something that might happen to you oftentimes. For reviews this week, we have several. I've been trying to get out 14 reviews a week, and I've done that for the last couple weeks, folks, but I'm going to have to dial it back a bit just because there's a lot of games, and I'm trying to get them played and reviewed, but we want to make sure we give them their just desserts. So this week I'll be reviewing just 10. We'll be taking a look at Zombie, Run for Your Life, Sushi Roll. This next one, I'm just going to show you the game. See it? Okay. Because the Latin pronunciation, you can see that. It's a pretty interesting game, though, and we'll be taking a look at that. Slavica, Monster Chase, Search for Gnomes, the new Donald Vaccarino game, Gauntlet of Fools from Indies Boards and Games. We'll be taking a look back at the older game, If Wishes Were Fishes, a game that comes with rubber worms inside it. The new Pirates of the Spanish Main card game from WizKids. They originally did a constructible shipbuilding game. This is very, very different, but don't write it off. It's actually a very interesting game. And finally, the horror cooperative game, Level 7 Escape, where you wake up a prisoner in some kind of thing and you got to get out, but there's also aliens getting out at the same time. Ryan's going to be taking a look at Kwanzi, Speedy Recall, and Flickago. Those are all from Miranda Games. And then he'll be taking a look at the Smash Hit Smash Up. Okay, maybe that was 2 smashes too many. And then Scott is going to be reviewing Lost Temple. A couple things before we shut down here. First of all, don't forget to vote in the top 100 games of all time. You have till Wednesday. I'm shutting it down Thursday, but don't think you have Thursday to do it. I've had over 1,000 people vote in it. Go to our website to click the link to vote in the top 100. You can pick your 20 favorite games, or just one if you want, and they will be tallied. It's very exciting. Next week, hopefully, we'll get the top 100 games of all time started. I picked my 100. Melody's picked her 100. Now let's finish picking your 100. Don't forget also, if you'd like to sponsor the Dice Tower, we can send you dice. We can send you dice towers. We still have promos for Summoner Wars, for Eminent Domain, and for Revolver and Lost Temple. So thanks to those companies that have provided those, Plaid Hat, Stronghold Games, and Tasty Minstrel Games. So if you want to get a hold of those, go check out our website at dicetower.com. Until next time, I'm Tom Vasel, and you're watching the Dice Tower.
Find all this and more at dicetower.com. See you soon.